Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today I have for you a self-sorting automatic storage system. Sounds too good to be true, but actually it's not. This thing is awesome. Let me show you how it works. So what we're going to do is, if you first look into these chests, all of these chests are what you can sort in. And this thing will sort anything and everything that can stack. So basically we've got it programmed to just sort out the dirt, the stone in that chest, and the cobblestone in here, and the wood. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and throw all of those items in, and we'll let it suck them up into these droppers. It will send them along in, and whatever chest the item can fit into, that's the one that it'll go into. Now it'll take just a minute while all of those items go through, so I'll just speed this up real quick. Alright, so I believe it is just finishing up, so we can go ahead and check, and it looks like we've got the 10 dirt back in there, the 10 stone inside of there, we'll grab that, the 10 cobblestone in there, and the wood, we've got the 10 wood in there. And then anything else that doesn't actually sort will get into this chest, so if I were to throw any block, if I were to throw just a single block of quartz in right here, we'll go ahead and let that go through the system real quick, and we'll see it end up right into this chest. Now it's got to go up through these hoppers though, and then it'll test each one of these chests, and it'll see that there's nowhere for it to fit, and it will land right inside of here. Now the cool thing about this sorting system is that you can actually change the way you want it to sort. You can actually change how it's organized. So if I wanted maybe this bottom layer of dirt changed to quartz, then it will actually sort this area of quartz and fill that up and still be able to sort all the dirt. So you can actually have different items inside of each chest, and you can do that for as specific as you want. So maybe I wanted just this slot of stone, then it will definitely do that until that slot is filled of stone. So let's go ahead and crack on with the tutorial, and I will show you guys how to build it. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at what we need to build this. What you're going to want is a little over a stack of hoppers, and you'll need a stack of droppers, about a stack and a half of chests, and then just some redstone. You'll probably need 2 or 3 stacks, so make sure you have plenty of redstone. You'll need a stack of repeaters, and 2 redstone torches, about 16 comparators. You may need more, I didn't count them precisely. And just some blocks and some half slabs. Make sure you have a few stacks of each of those. Now before we get started with building it, I do want to mention the dimensions of this thing. A lot of you guys like to ask for the dimensions in my build. So these yellow lines represent the chests that are going to be displayed. The first and the last one are actually the input and output chests, okay? And then these 8 chests in the middle are just for storage. They go up 5 high. And so this means that this is about 19 blocks long, or I guess you could say wide. And then this way it goes 10 blocks wide. Okay, so it's about 19 by 10 and then by 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep in mind that this does actually go 1 block down underground. So it is actually, depending on how you look on it, it could be by 8 or by 7. So just wanted to mention those dimensions for you. First things first, you're going to want to place a trap chest right at the beginning. I would recommend a trap chest so that it doesn't allow any other items to go through while you're putting in stuff. And then go ahead and fill in all of these gaps with regular chests. Make sure they're 1 block apart and that they're double chests, just like this. And then in the middle, you're going to make each one of them 5 tall, except for the last one. So when you're done, you should have something looking like this and have 40 chests, double chests that is, in the middle. Next, you want to come around back and cut out this entire area just 1 block deep. Alright, now take your droppers and go to your initial chest, that would be your trap chest, and place one behind it facing into another dropper that goes straight up. And then take a hopper and point that into the one that is facing sideways. Alright, now stand on top of the hopper, or the dropper, sorry, that faces up, and you're going to stack up 7 blocks. So you should have 7 droppers facing directly up. Now go over to the next spot that you're going to place your droppers and go up 6 this time. And the 7th one you're actually going to place facing forward to the side. And this is actually going to be an alternating pattern. So the next one is going to be 7 straight up. And the one after that is going to be 6 with one facing the same direction. Continue this on until you see where I stop. And the very last dropper should just be 1 dropper facing straight up, and then go ahead and place 2 hoppers that go into this chest. Alright, now go in between each of these droppers and place a hopper facing into the next bottom dropper, all the way along the bottom row. Also, make sure that on the very last row where you have your dropper, make sure you have solid blocks going all the way up, just like the droppers do normally. And you should have something looking like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place all of the hoppers behind the chests. So follow up the chests, making sure that each hopper is placed inside of the chest. And then on the top one, where there is no chest, place 2 hoppers facing into each other. And then above the dropper on the right, place a hopper facing into the hopper on the left. And now the next one, you're just going to stack up all the hoppers, making sure they're facing into the chest, and then just place one on top. Now you're going to repeat this pattern until you get to the end. And it should look something like this. Now we're going to get started with the redstone. So first place a block behind the first dropper, and then one diagonal to the right, and then another diagonal to the left. And then we're going to need to actually stack up some half slabs on each one of these droppers. Now it's going to be a little bit tricky, so follow exactly what I do. Each of the droppers are actually going to alternate the pattern. So this is in order to get the redstone up and power the droppers. So just follow what I do, and make sure you get it exactly how I get it. And you'll also have it on the very last one, so make sure that you place some on these last blocks as well. And when you're done, you should have something that looks just like this. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to place a piece of redstone dust on top of every single one of these half slabs that you placed. Make sure that every single one has some redstone. You should see that there are lines of redstone. You should never see that there's a dot of redstone. If there is a dot somewhere, then that means that somewhere it is messed up. But basically each line of redstone has to be able to point in the direction of the droppers. Also make sure you place some redstone on the ground behind these solid blocks. What we're going to do now is place a comparator into this gap that you left, and place a repeater pointing into that block. Make sure there is some redstone right there and actually the block behind it. I don't have it in this video, but make sure that that is there. And then place 2 redstone dust right there, and you're going to place 1 repeater, set it to full delay, and another repeater with 0 delay. Now this is going to be a repeating pattern. It might look complicated at first, but just do exactly as I do. So you follow the redstone through there, place the repeater down, and make sure it points in there. And then when you place this repeater again, it'll be 4 ticks and then 0 ticks. And then you place 3 redstone dust and a redstone dust facing into that direction. And now we're going to come over here and place another repeater on 4 ticks. So that's full delay, and 1 with no delay. And then we're going to do 3 redstone dust followed along here. Place another repeater. And this is actually just going to switch, alternate back and forth the system. So when you're done, you should have something looking like this. What you can do to test it is actually place a redstone torch down, and you should listen to the clicking. Make sure that it sounds even and that the redstone follows along through there. And if it does, then that means that you did it correctly. If it doesn't, then you might want to check through it, just maybe try again, and make sure that you did it all correct. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come to the top 2 hoppers, and we're going to place blocks in front of them, come out 3 blocks, and place a block on top of that. And we're going to repeat this all the way down, make sure that every single one of these has it. So once again, that's the top 2 hoppers, and 3 blocks out, and a block on top. Now go through and remove these corner blocks underneath. We want to have that open. Now come on top and place a comparator facing outward, away from the direction of all the hoppers and the droppers. And that's going to be on every single level. And then we're going to go ahead and place a repeater as well, facing outward into the block. Alright, so now we're going to bring the signal from the actual comparator, from the first dropper, up. So make sure you place a torch, a block on top, a torch, and another block on top. And then we're going to bring this line of blocks all the way down underneath what we just built. And then we're going to place redstone dust on the top of that. Now you're going to need a repeater in this spot to make sure that the signal does reach all the way. Now this redstone right here, we're actually going to break the redstone right next to it and place a repeater facing into it in that direction and also in this direction. Now from that block of redstone that we just highlighted, we're going to come down and diagonal over one. And basically right here, we're going to build just a few blocks right here so we can work with. And we're going to make a pulse lengthener. So we're going to get comparators and face them into each other this way, and then turn around and face them into each other that way. Place a block right there and a piece of redstone dust right on that corner. And then we're going to place another block and take a repeater and come out of that block so that we can get the signal again. And now we're going to just build another little platform so that we can do a second pulse lengthener. This one's going to be a little bit smaller, but it's the same basic idea. We're going to build this shape and place down our comparators, one facing this direction and one the other direction, and a redstone in the corner. Now you can see that the redstone is hooking up, so what we want to do is either place a solid block right there, or you can place a repeater on top. Either one works. I like to do a repeater, so that's what I'm going to do here. Now from this corner, we're going to place a block down so that we can place a repeater, and that's going to pull a signal out of this block whenever that's powered, and we're going to put that into a block so that we can actually bring it downward, and this is where we're going to build our clock that's going to control the system. So make a little platform right underneath just like this, and we'll start with placing a piece of redstone dust right there and a comparator. Make sure you right click the comparator so that that torch in the front comes on. If that isn't glowing, make sure you have it glowing. And then we're going to place another repeater and set it to full delay. And then from here, all we have to do left is just make a little staircase for the redstone. We're going to place 3 blocks right there and follow the redstone down. And that is complete. Now all we have to do, and this is very important, make sure you do it, is go to every single hopper that's above the chest and break them and replace them facing into the block that's right behind it. Make sure you do this or else it won't sort it correctly. Now, there is actually a glitch with the droppers where sometimes they won't actually trigger, and I've had this problem actually in my Let's Play world, and so I'm going to show you what to do in case that happens and items are getting stuck in one of the bottom droppers. That was happening to me, so what you're going to do is locate the dropper that it is, and you're going to dig down to it. Now, I cleared out an area underneath here, and this is the dropper we'll say that items were getting stuck in. What we're going to do is we're going to lead the redstone down from underneath also to give it power. But first, let's go ahead and place a block directly underneath the dropper. And we're going to place a block right here and have a torch right there. And so that's what we're going to use to power it. And then we're going to place a block right there, a repeater going into that block, and a block right behind that, and a block on the diagonal corner from there. And we're going to place one more torch right there. And then we'll place a repeater right here as well. And that is going to give 1, 2, 3, 4 tick delay, just the same as these repeaters up here are doing. So that's going to actually trigger it at the exact same time for us. And then we're just going to lead this down right into there. And that'll actually trigger the dropper from underneath and make sure that it will send items up still. Make sure that if you did break any blocks around here that you replace the redstone, or else it won't work still. So make sure you do that. Alright, so now that we've gotten it built, the next step is actually to program it in order to allow us to sort out any of the items. And the way you do that is actually placing in an item for every single chest. And that can take quite a lot of time because you need to fill up every single slot inside of the 40 chests that are inside the sorting system. And so that's going to take some time, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my Let's Play world where I've built this in survival mode, and I'll show you what the way that I organized it, and you can kind of match what I did or do your own thing. It's all up to you. That's the beauty of this system, is you can actually change it however you want for whatever your needs. So let's go ahead and switch over there, and I'll get started now. Greetings everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play world on the Megacraft server. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the way that I have sorted the system. Now on this side, this is actually the automatic sorter that I have built. And this is the way it will look when you're done. What I did is in between each chest, I actually put a block that kind of corresponds to what goes inside the chest. And then I put a sign next to it that kind of says it. Some of them I actually did a item frame, like right there and right there. but you can actually look through. I've got the, some blocks in here, and this is how I've sorted certain things. And I'll just kind of scroll through here and let you look at them. You can pause if you want and see how I did it, but I'm just going to hurry and click through just so you're able to see. This one, I'm actually waiting for 1.8, and that's what that chest will be. So I'll just keep on going through here, and to be honest, I actually have not filled up this system completely. About the last 5 or 6 chests or so, I haven't put anything in. So I've just been putting other stuff in, really. So I still have plenty of room to actually use this, and this system is plenty big for as much storage as I actually want. I still need to work on sorting out some of this stuff. And then it ends just right about up here. I need to get more ender pearls, of course. But yeah, this is where it ends. And then after that, I've just got extra space for other things. And yeah, you can tell. And then this is my output chest. So that's the way that I sorted everything. You can try and copy what I did or just do your own thing. It's completely up to you. But that's how I did it. Well, everybody, that is going to be it for this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something new. If you were able to build this in your world, definitely let me know in the comment section below, or even submit a video response. I would love to see this in other people's worlds. But if you did enjoy this video and you'd like to see more tutorials like it, I'll go ahead and put a link to a most recent tutorial I made on a tree farm that I designed. That'll be right up here in the right corner or so. You'll be able to see that up over there, and in the left corner you'll be able to check out my most recent Megacraft video, and that is where I actually build this in my survival world. So you can go ahead and check all those out, and if you do want to see more videos like this, you can hit subscribe, which would be right above my head right here. I can't get over there. It'll be at the top of the screen though, and you can hit subscribe and make sure that you catch these future tutorials and other Megacraft videos and whatever else we decide to put on the channel. But that is going to be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.